November 1st. Danny. I'm in a shitty mood, which is not improved when I see Lori pulling into the attorney's parking lot at the same time I do in the white Mercedes coupe I bought her last Christmas. When she gets out of the car, I see she's wearing the fur I surprised her with on her birthday. See, you got the fur out, I say, trying to be pleasant but also thinking she's nuts. It's 60 degrees this morning. But the good news is, when I get back into my car after our meeting, we will have signed our divorce documents, and in about a month, this will all be over. Well, there's a chill in the air, and after being so warm in Bermuda, I don't want to get sick, she replies politely, which is better than her usual snarky attitude. We make our way into the conference room, where our attorneys and a mediator join us. I understand you've come to an agreement on everything? The mediator asks, causing both our attorneys to nod. The mediator then continues to go through the basics with us. Everything is going smoothly. We review the asset split one more time, me giving her much more than is required based on our prenup just to get this over with. Lori is agreeing to everything, as well she should. She's going to be a very rich woman. Next document involves custody of your children, the mediator says, reading our previous agreement. How I get full custody of the kids with Lori having visitation rights. And although not in the agreement, we privately discussed being flexible in this regard. Very well, the mediator says, setting the stack of papers in front of her. It looks like all is in order. Actually, Lori says. Actually what? I ask. A situation has come to light, she explains. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with the custody arrangement. What? I ask, trying not to blow a gasket. I gave you a lot of extra money that is above and beyond the prenuptial agreement to help make you comfortable with the arrangement. Danny, these are our children, she says in that tone, the one that is eerily calm and collected. The tone that makes her sound very respectful to the people around us, but is like nails on a chalkboard to me. I'm not going to neglect their well-being based on our financial arrangement. What has come to light? My attorney asks flatly with no emotion. I wish I could take the emotion out of all this, but I can't. It's all on the surface. I blink hard. I'm concerned about the woman my husband is dating, she states. I'm not dating anyone, and even if I do date someone in the future, it's none of your business. It is, she counters. If that woman makes you forget to give your children proper care, if that woman is a bad influence on you or them, and since when have you given them proper care? They're closer to their nanny than they are their own mother. You just ditched your daughter on a special day to go to Bermuda with your lover, who you were cheating with during our marriage and you're now engaged to, even though we aren't yet divorced. You want to talk about being a bad influence? You should look at yourself in the mirror. At least Richard is respectable, she says, still calm. You brought a woman into our children's lives who's been in a long-term relationship with a drug and alcohol addict, and more than likely is one herself. Not only that, but you also left our children home alone with this woman. A woman you claim to barely know. So which is it, Danny? How well do you know her? Doesn't matter, I say. It most certainly does, she counters. Surely you don't believe it's a coincidence that you expose a whore with that kind of lifestyle to our children, and a few days later our 14-year-old daughter gets drunk at a party? You approved our daughter going to her cheerleading sleepover. It wasn't either of our faults that the sleepover turned into a party. No, but to my knowledge, our daughter never drank before that. I just find it all interesting. What do you want? I sigh. At this point, I'll give her just about anything to get her out of my life. I want joint custody, she says, knowing it's the one thing I absolutely won't budge on. No, or we go back to the prenup amounts. If we do that, you know our divorce will go to court, and your name and your relationship with the whore will be dragged through the press. I mean, how could little old me, your wife of 15 years, the mother of your children, compare to a movie star?